So the work has been carried out by our plumber, and as you can see, there's the new valve controlling the balance pressure for the house. The blue part is essentially an isolator, so that's the cold water isolator coming in, and then just below it is the PVR, which you can't see, which is at the back there, and there's the connection to the outside that he's put in to the existing pipework. So that took a bit over an hour and a bit to actually install and make the modification, and just had to do an up and over as we sort of figured it would be. So just going to monitor and make sure that there's no leaking that's going to come from it. Don't expect it to, because it all looks pretty well tightened up at the moment. But if those of you who've got a boiler with a Megaflo and have one of these balance flow controls on it, this is the way to fit it. And now obviously I can get access to replacing this, obviously isolate it with the switch here and the switch at the bottom there. So I hope this will solve the problem. This is the balance controller, the old balance controller, which was removed from the Megaflo yesterday. So I thought I'd do a dismantling of this, just have a quick look at it. So in situ, this was sat this way up, like that. You've got the pressure release valve at the bottom, you've got the input coming in from the cold water main, and then this side was the balance being fed out to the rest of the house. And the first challenge that I know with this thing was that I couldn't actually isolate using the isolator switch, because that's got blocked. You probably just about see inside there, but can't release that, and it's a plastic mechanism, so if you put a wrench on it you'll probably just break it. You can see the Allen keys at the bottom, and you know, some of these were accessible, but the one at the rear here was not possible for me to get access to. So what I'm now going to do is just dismantle it and see what's inside. So it'll be interesting to see how this device looks. So just a simple release of, you know, they're actually not particularly tightly done up, which is interesting to sort of see. I don't know how this thing's going to spring out, whether there's going to be loads of water inside it, probably. But there you go, there's the release of the key, or the Allen key. Let me just do that, quickly just release that one off. So that one's off now. Turn it round. So yeah, I'm not sure what to expect inside. But it was the PVR here which was the, I think it was the problem with this to start with, releasing the water out from it. Right, so that's these removed. How do you reckon this comes off? Unscrew it. Oh no, just remove it like that. There we go. Okay, so there is the unit itself. So there was it's a little bit covered with grit. I don't know how bad that was, but so there you go. You can sort of see inside the unit. That would be the water would come in, go through the filter, and then come back up through, and finally would be discharged through this unit. Or if the pressure was too great, I guess that it would then discharge into the PVR itself. So not sure if you can actually dismantle this bit. Doesn't seem to do anything particularly, but that seems to twiddle, but Doesn't seem to tighten onto anything, so I'm guessing that there's probably a release mechanism on that you can actually do. You could rinse it out and change it, but this whole unit is meant to be a serviceable unit. If they'd installed this a little bit better, then maybe I could have got to that filter and seen that actually I probably didn't need to change the whole thing, but I have done, and hopefully that will give the rest of the house a newer lease of life. I guess the interesting thing here is the internal pipework with this brass doesn't look too bad, so I was quite impressed when this was taken out and looked at it, that we hadn't got a lot of limescale formed. The house is 12-13 years old, so and we're in a hard water area, so I'm impressed that actually it's not so bad.